All right, Monday morning in the shop, getting kicked off early this week. We had a great weekend at Mark's Outdoors. Our little pop-up show did good. We really enjoyed it. We got to chat with quite a few folks. I didn't get as much footage as I would have liked to have gotten, but that's okay. That's the way it always is at the shows and stuff. We get busy interacting with people, and everything else kind of goes by the wayside. So we had a great week. This week it's going to be really good. I'm going to have plenty of help. Hopefully this week I'm going to have Chase here this morning. Luke will be here every morning. And my daughter will be here working some because she's out of school this week, so she'll be working with me some also. I'm going to try to get her to help me with some of this order fulfillment. I'm going to try to get some better systems in place for trying to get these orders fulfilled, which partially means just creating some good spaces for them and some like some table space to be able to organize things. So what I'm going to hit first this morning is actually some cleaning out. I'm going to try to get some junk cleaned out of here and try to make some better use of some of the space that we've got, so we can make our workflow go a little bit better. So that's how I'm going to start out Monday morning, is with a little bit of Monday morning cleaning, I guess. So we'll update you as the day goes on and see what we can get done. We got it kicking this morning. Luke's over here filling orders on all the laser stuff, and McNees. Chase is anodizing. We got it going on, and Jerry's working hard back here in the chair.
Stole my chair.
Chase is over here anodizing some McNees. We're doing a special fade on them for one of our retailers. It's a pretty cool process. So these are fading from a blue to a bronze and then to the gray stone wash natural finish at the end. Yep, that looks good. Alright, so what I'm doing here is I've got some Kydex sheaths and I've trimmed them with the bandsaw down pretty close to the dimensions for the holes. And I'm just going straight to my Scotch-Brite wheel and basically grinding them down with it. And then once I get them kind of down to the actual dimensions that I want all cleaned up, then I'll go back with some pretty light passes and leave a pretty nice finish on them. And I usually finish off, I'll go back and hit the outside edges to just knock the sharp corner off of them, and then I usually finish off with an actual green Scotch-Brite pad and hit the sides. I'm not wild on the polished edges. I kind of like it to be more of a muted finish on them, so I go back and hit it with that, and they're usually good to go. So that's pretty much a easy process by doing it that way. Team's hard at work. Chase over here working on McNees. Hannah's back here today helping out. She's doing some shipping for me. Running the laser a little bit. Well, Monday's wrapping up. I'm going up to the house. I've actually still got quite a bit to do. I got some pictures and stuff to take. I got a little picture studio set up there. Got pictures to take, stuff to list on the website. I did get almost done with some new fixed blade killer bees. Spent some time today letting Chase work on a knife that he's making of his own, which so I was kind of showing him some stuff on that. Took a little bit of time to work on that with him. Had some other just shop organization issues and stuff we were trying to work through today. So a little slower pace than normal today, but we still got a lot done. Got some stuff shipped out. So a good day. We'll see what we can get done tomorrow, and should be a really productive day tomorrow. I've got a lot planned, so we'll see how it goes. All right, guys, it's Tuesday morning. Decided I was going to try to start doing a little bit of work while I talk to you guys, so I'm not just boring you with standing there talking to you. What I'm working on right now, I've already been working for a few minutes in the shop. I came back. I've been working on doing a couple little updates to the website. I added some new products last night, so I was updating a couple of things, and now I am putting on another hat as a knife maker and being a repairman. My mini mill, the speed control switch in my mini mill went out a few days ago. Got the part in yesterday to replace it, so that's what I'm doing. Thankfully, in this case, not too big of a deal. Shouldn't be. So thankful for that. And if I don't mess this up, I'll have the mill up and running. I'll be able to start hitting it a little bit harder on the folders. The giveaway knife, that's one of the things that's held me back just a little bit the last couple of days on working on it is not having the mill up and running. So gonna get this back going, and Luke will be in a little while. We've got several orders to take care of, things with the McNees and stuff like that. So we'll take care of that and see what else we can get into today. All right, got it all fixed up. That actually turned out to be an easy fix. If every problem was that easy, I'd be in good shape. Got the new switch installed. These guys at Little Machine Shop, which is where I got this little mini mill from, I've had it for years now. Made a lot of folders on this thing. Works great. They were extremely helpful with helping me troubleshoot, figure out what was going on, and getting a part out to me really quick. So a little shout out to those guys. They were awesome at Little Machine Shop. I appreciate that. Let's get on to some more work here. That giveaway knife ready? You guys ready? What I'm working on now, I'm working on the giveaway knife that we're giving away off our website. This is Damascus. And what I've done, it first gets profiled out on the bandsaw, and then shaped up on the grinder, and then the next stop is here to the surface grinder. It's already almost done now. These usually don't take a whole lot, but I go through and clean them up on both sides. These are Damascus, so I have to block them in on the surface grinder. But I go through and clean them up on here, make sure everything's nice and square and parallel. Then I'll pull them off of here and make sure, I don't know if you can see in the camera, the pattern starting to show through there. But I will take them now, make sure that they're still straight, flat. And if they are, then everything should be flat and parallel. And then I can go drill my holes, and the holes will actually be square with the surface of the handles, which will make for a really good action on it. That's actually the biggest key to the action. So that was that step, and we'll move over here, and if they're flat, we'll start doing some holes. All right, so what we're doing now on this giveaway knife, the Damascus, the pattern is the way we want it on one side of the material. So what I'm doing is having Hannah's back here helping me, and she's about to laser engrave on the inside of each frame the year. So that will serve two purposes, which will be to mark it with the year, obviously, and also so that I have a quick reference to know which side is the inside of the handle, so that I don't get them switched up and turned around. So hopefully save me a lot of headache. All right, guys, I'm back from lunch, and I have been milling. I just got done milling the fullers, this F-muck blade. I just want to give you a quick little look at the setup that I used. Super simple and redneck. I'm sure it's not the best way to do it, but works for me. I've just got a aluminum plate clamped in on top of a set of parallels. Made sure I've got the blade extended far enough that I can reach it with some vice grip clamps on each side. Lined it up, clamped her down, and let her rip. All right, so now I've got the blade, I've got the fullers in it. Now it's time to get it started heat treating. So I'm gonna wrap it up in a foil packet. This blade is Nichols stainless core Damascus. So put it in here. Put a little paper in there to help burn off the oxygen that's left inside there. There we go, ready to go in the oven. All right, what I'm working on now, this is the giveaway knife. So I've got pretty much all of the holes are drilled, countersunk, tapped, but I need to go in and create the races for the bearings, and then counterbore for the pivot head. All right, so what I'm about to do now is cut the lock on this giveaway knife. I've got it chucked up here, clamped up. I've already got it lined up, so I drilled a hole at either end of where the lock bar is going to end to kill off the cut. And I'll basically be cutting from hole to hole. I've already got it lined up so it's straight through the middle of each hole. Alright, it's pretty dirty, but you can see it's cut through from hole to hole. Woo! Yeah, we're rocking and rolling now. Now it's cutting good. Got that new mandrel on there. We can go to town. That's the way I like it. Alright guys, Wednesday morning. I'm back here working on these this F-Muck and this giveaway knife. I am over on the horizontal grinder grinding the profiles. So I laid these out by patterns, cut them out, ground them down to the line, and then but kind of left a little bit of extra meat on them because there's always some matching up to do. So drilled all the holes and stuff. So I drill the holes in one side, okay? I drill the holes in one side off my pattern, and then I take that side, put the other side, clamp the other side to it, and drill the holes to it from the actual matching side. Okay, so not both sides from the pattern. If you're very, very accurate with clamping your pattern down and all that, you can technically do it, but it's much harder to get it to match up. So I drill one side and then use that side as a pattern to match the other side. So now they're together, they're screwed together, but they don't perfectly match all the way around because I was just grinding to a pattern. So now I'm going back on the horizontal grinder and actually grinding them down to match. So show you a little peek of that. Alright, so what I'm doing now, I've got this giveaway knife. We've got the profile all cleaned up. We're about to cut the lock relief so that we can make a spring out of that lock arm. So I've just got it locked up in the vise here. It's already technically loose, free from the rest of the frame. So I've got a pair of vise grips just holding it so that it doesn't start wiggling around when I start cutting into it. So we're just gonna, now I'm taking it down, give or take, depending on the knife, I usually take it down to about 40 thousandths material left in the web of the relief. So my little mini mill is not super rigid or anything, so I just take kind of small cuts and back and forth. And I've got a line scribed at the 40 thousandths mark, so that I know what to shoot for. Alright, so that got the lock bar relief cut. I left this one just a little thicker than I normally would because it's such a small knife. I want to be able to dial in the tension on it. I don't want to overdo it and take too much out of there right off the bat. So I will go back as I start actually assembling the knife and fitting everything up, and I'll adjust the tension some afterwards. I'm sure I'm going to have to take some out of it because it's still pretty strong. I actually will probably do, I can either bring it back to the mill, knock a little more off of it, or I usually do some texturing, some stippling in there anyway. What I normally do is kind of use that to kind of fine tune the tension on the lock bar. If I want it a little bit less, then I go a little deeper with the stippling. If it's good where it's at, I'll just leave it, you know, just kind of on the surface for looks. So anyway, that's that's how we came out though. All right, Hannah's over here working on fulfilling orders. We're trying to get us a system in place here where we've got us a little order fulfillment. As usual with everything else, we don't really quite have enough room, but we're trying to work it out and make do and do it as good as we can here so we can keep track of everything. Seems to be going pretty good, so we'll keep improving and tweaking as we go. Hey guys, so here we are back over at the mill again. What I'm doing is, this is the little the giveaway knife, and I'm actually almost done with it, but I'm working on milling some little pockets in it for weight reduction. I do that on basically every folder that I make now. Occasionally if I do one with, say, a micarta side or something, I won't. On the presentation side, then I won't, but on all of the full tie knives now, even on these little guys, on the killer bees and all of them, I do weight reduction just to make them as light as possible. So so that's what I'm doing now. I'm gonna finish this off real quick, have that done so I can kind of show you what it looks like. All right, so it's a little rough right now. I'll take it over there. I think my end mill is probably getting a little used, a little worn, but I'm sure all the machinists out there are probably cringing, but I will take it over to the disc grinder, slap it on there, knock that off. We'll be back to good to go. So yeah, and on this one, so if you'll notice that I stepped it up here, the reason for that is I'll be going back and grinding a little crescent in here to make room for when you go to unlock it. So I wanted to make sure that I took this down low enough. Having trouble with the camera work here, trying to use both hands in the camera. All right guys, wrapping up Wednesday here. It's been a pretty good day. I'm concentrating mostly on these one folder that I'm working on for a customer, a big F-Muck, fancy one, and then I've got the giveaway knife I've been working on a lot today. So we did some shipping stuff this morning, but anyway, I'm gonna give you a little glance at these two, where we got to on them. We're gonna wrap it up for the night, and we'll go up to the house and work on some computer stuff up there. So it's gonna wrap Wednesday up, looking good at midweek here. All right, it's Thursday morning in the shop. Been working for a little bit. I'm working on this giveaway knife. I've got a zirconium backspacer cut out and surface ground down to the correct thickness. So now what I'm about to do is I'm getting ready to fit it up to the knife and drill the holes through it to match it up. So what I'm doing is just putting a couple of drops of super glue. My super glue will work, and that was too much. Let's take a little of that off. There we go. All right, so now I'm just placing this, leaving myself plenty of excess on all the way around. Hold that on there and let it dry. And then what I'll do is take it over to the drill press and I'll just spot all three of these holes, the two holes for the screws and the lanyard hole, and then I'll spot them all just in case the super glue doesn't hold and it tries to pop loose. And if super glue stays holding, then I'll just go ahead and drill the holes with it still glued to the frame if the glue holds up. If not, then I'll just have to hold it by itself and once the holes are spotted. But I always go through and spot all three holes first. That way they're in alignment and everything's lined up and where it needs to be before you start drilling. Okay, so I got the backspacer drilled, and just like I figured, I drilled the first hole, and as I was starting to drill the second hole, the super glue popped loose. The heat builds up and makes it pop loose, but not a big deal because I'd already spotted the other two holes also, so I just drilled on through those, no big deal. So now it is fit up and ready to go in the knife. But what I'll do now, as you can see, I left it excess up here, and on the inside there's also excess. So the next thing I'll do is I'll go in and I'm going to grind this inside curve and bring it down close to those screws and close to the lanyard hole to leave clearance for the blade as it closes into the handle, and to reduce weight. So I'll basically take that down as thin as I can on the inside, and then on the outside on this particular knife I'm probably going to leave the back spacer a little bit proud. So I'll grind it down and leave it just a little bit proud. So I'll probably kind of round it over. This is going to be polished zirconium, so I want it to kind of pop a little bit. So basically I'll just need to grind it and make it even all the way around the profile of the handle, but just a little bit proud, but a nice even contour around. So that's going to be the next step. All right, so Luke's been back here working on some laser stuff this morning. We're doing a couple of new versions of patches, doing a slightly bigger version of what we've been doing. Got a brand new one coming off the laser there shortly. That's always fun to do. All right, guys, so it's Thursday, early afternoon. I've already had lunch. Before I went to lunch, I fit up the open and close positions on these two. This is the giveaway knife. So it's fit in the open, stop pin hits there. That's the orientation of the blade in the open position. This part you see hanging down here will go away when I fit the lock. It'll get ground back. And then in the closed position, it hits the stop pin there. So it's all good to go. Same thing with the F-muck. We're hitting the stop pin. This one gets a gigantic 1/4 inch stop pin, which is overkill, but hey, that's cool. And then the open position, same deal. Woo! I got them done. Locks are set. All right. For any of you guys that make knives, you know how happy I am right now to have the locks set without screwing them up. So I haven't bent the locks yet. I wait to do that after I've contoured and stuff, so it just makes it easier not having to fight with the spring wanting to push over. So you can kind of see there. Got a good lock up on that one. Got a good lock up on this big boy. All right, so just finishing up the chamfers on here. Got both sides pretty even and uniform and looking good. So I really like to do the chamfers on knives like this. If it's a knife that's not getting a full contour, I really like to do a chamfer. I don't like to leave it basically just a flat slab. I could go in and just kind of round the edges off a little bit to keep from having sharp edges and leave it at that, but it just gives it a completely different look, more professional look in my opinion, to have it chamfered like this. And especially on this knife, with it being Damascus, it really adds an extra layer to it because it gives it more depth. The colors and the pattern already give it depth, and then by having actual different depths of the metal there, it really just gives it a lot better look. So you'll see when it's done and the colors start popping, it really gives it an extra something. So that's that. Now this one can move on to some more finishing processes. The blade grind is one of the next things that I've still got to do the contour on that big F-muck. That's going to take a little bit, so I'll do that first and then I'll move on to the blade stuff. So all right, guys, it's Friday evening, wrapping up here in the shop. Gonna go head up to the house, go get some dinner with the family. You guys are probably gonna notice that this video is considerably shorter than the ones previous have been. I'm gonna try to keep them shorter from now on. I know that 30 minutes or so is pushing it for you guys to keep interest in watching a crazy redneck run around his shop. So I'm gonna try to keep them a little shorter, try to keep them based a little more on the processes, me explaining those things. We'll still talk about some of the business stuff as things come up. It's just I do want to document my process of my business growing and the growing pains and so on and so forth. But fact is, that's not that much of my day. It's parts of my day here and there, but a big part of my stuff is just the actual building things. So we're going to try to document that a little bit more, and we'll talk about the other stuff as it comes along. So where I'm at this week finishing up is I'm getting pretty close on this giveaway knife. Okay, and I know I said it earlier in the video this week, but guys, go check out McNeesCustomKnives.com. As you're starting to see this knife take shape, I think you're gonna want to get in on this giveaway. So go check out the website. See about getting in on the giveaway. We've still got until the end of January to get in on it. So I'm gonna get this thing built and let you guys see it and all that good stuff. I'm also getting pretty close on this big F muck that's coming along with it. I got the clips halfway done or more. I got them cut, tapped, milled. They've still got to be they got to have some work on the grinder, and they got to be shaped up a little bit and stuff, and then of course everything needs finishing work. One of the other big things I was excited about this week about getting we got these pry bars. We finished them up actually last week, but we got them posted up on the website and everything this week, kind of showed them to the world. So we're excited about these. These are on the website also. We've got several variations, colors and engraving and stuff. So guys, I'd love it if you go check that out. These are the APT, Alien Probe Tool. So, say a little alien. All right, guys. Been a great week. I appreciate you guys watching. If you're watching, you haven't subscribed yet, I'd really appreciate it if you would subscribe. Leave me a comment. Please let me know if I'm on the right track with trying to keep the videos a little shorter and talking more about the processes and stuff. And let me know what other kind of things you want to see, what particular processes you want to see. Obviously, I'm not going to try to cover them all in one video because I plan on this being an ongoing thing. So eventually, I'm sure I will have shown all the processes probably multiple times. So please leave me a comment. You guys have a great week, and I really appreciate it.